This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary RISPONE. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary RISPONE, and we're here at Superior Bait and Tackle again. And with all the reports we got, I got tournament reports this week. Got some more good fishing reports, especially in freshwater. Thank God for Chaz. Chaz is doing it the way he's supposed to be doing it. He's covering everything. In fact, he gave me, I got word that I might even make in the next few weeks make a Sac-A-Lait trip. It's unbelievable the kind of fish and species of fish that are coming from the Pontchartrain Basin right now. So everywhere you look, I don't care if you're talking about brim, you're talking about bass, redfish, whatever, they're coming from that area. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle on Siga Night.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Alright guys, here we are. Gonna start off the morning right here on Highway 11. Haven't done much fishing here yet this year. We're gonna start off here this morning. Let's see what kind of action we can get into. Nice fish. Oh yeah. That's a long baby. Throwing that shrimp Creole today. We've been getting running into a lot of birds diving on shrimp. Before we come try, put on the old trusty shrimp Creole. This has been our bread and butter for many, many years here at Matrix Shad. Water's gotten really clean here of late, and these trout are beautiful. Using fluorocarbon today with that super clean water. We got our Matrix Fluoro. That's what you need to fake out these big mule trout like this right here. don't like this lure in his mouth, check this out, guys. We got something new we're working on here at matrixshad.com. A new little shrimp. This thing's really cool. Casted it in the water yesterday for the first time. Totally love the swimming action of it. This is a little shrimp bodied lure that can hold a jig head very well. It's just made for a jig head with that blunt head, kind of like a Matrix has, and it's got a double curly tail. This thing looks really, really nice in the water. A lot of shrimp imitations are just not well fished on jig heads, and we do a lot of jig head fishing out here. And this shrimp here does swim very nicely on a jig head when it's free falling back to the bottom. And we took it to a place that has big trout. And if you can catch these big trout in this clean water on it, you got yourself a winner. Okay. I'll tell you what, these big trout, when they come up and they shaking that head like that, they do not want that lure in their mouth. They might think they want it to begin with, but once he feels that hook, the way them big trout shake that head is just one beautiful, beautiful sight. Look what he's got choked down in there. Our new little shrimp, which you're gonna need help naming this. I'm gonna pick out a few colors in this, and we're gonna have this in a 3-inch and a 4-inch model. And this thing that little double tail swims so nice. I was really impressed with this shrimp when I put it in the water. That's what we always do here at Matrix Shad. Whenever we build a new product, before we mass produce it, we come put it on the water. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that just make things and it might look good on paper, but just like a ball team, just because they look good on paper don't mean they perform well on the field. And just like some of these lures, you got to put it in the water, put it in action, see if these big trout like it. If you can fake these dudes out, you're on to something.
Alright guys, we're out here, we're testing out the new shrimp imitation for the Matrix Shad. It's a little double tail imitation, as you can see. Chaz is using the smaller one. I got the bigger one on right now. It looks just like a shrimp swimming in the water. We're picking out some big fish right now. They like this. It looks really good. You'll see the video of it just swimming in the water. Looks like a real shrimp. It's fooling these big guys, so we'll see if that keeps going.
Alright, so now we just made a move. Got a call from Captain Chris and some other friends that some birds were working and they had some shrimping in the area close. You know, we're over here by the Seabrook UNO airport. You can see some of the planes in the background. And sure enough, get here, see some birds hovering, throw right there, let it go to the bottom, and bam. So let's see what this is about. I hadn't fished the Seabrook area in a long time. We're gonna mosey around here and see what's going on. All right, so we're bird fishing right now, but the birds are gone. Right when we pulled up, they were swooping down. Now they're gone. Lake Pontchartrain bird fishing is a little bit unique. Not really what most anglers are used to here in Louisiana. You missed one, Mr. Cameraman. But when they do leave, you just let that bait go all the way to the bottom. We're just jigging it on a 3/8, and they're here. They're here. Fish on, fish on. Good fish, good fish. It's kind of crazy as we're just like fishing out in the middle of nowhere. It's like these shrimp are kind of tucked in, trapped in this little pocket between the airport wall. You know, if I wouldn't have seen a bird swoop down on the water, I would have never even thought to stop and fish this far out in Never Never Land. But that's what you got to look for this time of year. You just got to be observant. John's back fishing with the bigger new prototype shrimp. Trying to think of a name for it, kind of thinking maybe the Matrix twin tail shrimp, as it's basically a, you know, it's a double tail. It's a double tail lure with a shrimp body, so maybe the twin tail. But I've been extremely impressed with this bait today. Extremely impressed. You'll be able to do a lot of things with this. I think you could troll with it, as it has great streamline action on just a retrieve. You're gonna be able to put it under a cork, and obviously we're catching them jigging with it too.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. If you look on side of me, this guy, you probably see him a lot on TV. It's Stephen Badcock. Let me tell you a little history on Stephen. Stephen, years ago when we started, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago when we started Wish to Fish, he is the attorney that set everything up from scratch. So, and still rolling on and still doing it. Besides that, I know you work with Star, you're on the Star board.
Yeah, I'm on the CCA Board of Directors and the Star Tournament Executive Committee.
And years ago, when we get started, I remember you sending me my letter, and you would always real big at Ducks Unlimited. In fact, you're state chairman.
2018 state chairman of Ducks Unlimited. That's right, Gary.
Yeah, you send me my invitation, and I go to the sponsor banquet. Look, Steve, you know, the reason you're here right now is you got some breaking news, and I'm glad you share it with us. Star and CCA are one of our big sponsors and contributors to what we do. Tell us what Star got in the future.
So the Star Tournament, as far as the categories of fish that have been in it, have been fairly stagnant for a while. And we have had a number of people, particularly the Venice people, particularly the Grand Isle people, that have repeatedly said, when are y'all going to have a tuna category? And we've never done it. We've just never done it. You're breaking it on this show right now. You heard it here first. Star Tournament 2022 is going to have a tuna division.
Steve, thank you. And that's a big report. Stick with me real quick, and I'm going to show you some fishing reports later on. But right now, we got some tournament reports. And it's just unbelievable how these young people are fishing these high school bass tournaments and these junior bass tournaments from liver. I want you to listen to this. This was the state qualifier was at Dry Runs Landing this past weekend on Saturday, and these are the reports. This is the junior division, the little bitty guy, okay? Look, top weight, 15.71. Matthew Fontenot and Cole Bilot from Lafourche Junior Bassmaster. Second, Nathan Tesson. Evan Bro, 10.82 pounds from Lafourche. Look at that big bass they had with Matthew and them at 5.92, almost 6 pounds. Third was Jack Vonado and Dylan Johnson with 10.35, and they were Junior Southwest. Fourth was Denver LeBlanc and Jackson Gomez, Junior Southwest. The Henny oil right now, the last place, look at Nicholas, they say England. I don't know if that's Anglade or England, but him and Tyler Monica, they had 9.31. And then the high school division. Now, these are 7, 11, 12 year fishing with their parents.
That's amazing.
Is it amazing?
That's amazing.
We've been wondering when the fish going to turn on.
Now, you and I have had bass this size and it weighed this much, but it was 4 or 5 bass. These is 1 bass at 15 pounds.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if you fished them in the best of them, but I know you support them all. And seeing right now, you see that? We're going to go to the high school division. Matthew Rome, that's kin people. So I got to put him. He's from the Central High. And Connor Dawson, 14.45.
Great fish, guys.
Yeah. Second, Cade Warlock and Brady Smith, 13.69. Third, it was the Zerang, Jacob Zerang and Preston Zerang. They come out from Hanville, 13.67. 12.99 is the fourth place was Benjamin Jumerville and David Guma. Fifth was Dylan Este, they pronounced that. Rhett Terrio, 12.87, Brody High School. By the way, Central was the top high school team that won that division. So a couple years back, 2 years in a row, they won the state championship. That's where I'm from. I sponsor those. One of their sponsors, so I'm really proud of them. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations on them. Those are great stringers of bass, guys.
Yeah, now, we're talking about tournaments. Let me tell you this one. This is the real important one right now. Fishing for Autism out of Drawron's coming up May the 5th. The 12th annual. I want to remind you all this, and I'll remind you again from coming. One of the favorite ones we do. Your registration, 90% of the registrars at the landing that morning, at Dry Run's landing. You get there with your partner, pay your entrance fee, and you can fish. Usually we jump up. They'll have some you can go to Badron's meet in Dallas or the one in Port Allen. You can go by the Merge Center, excuse me, and it can do it. Been there, 12th annual. Please don't forget. You want to fish, been one of the most popular tournaments. And if you want to know how to, every year they got tons of fish being caught. Right now, with the Lake Beretta area, all of them are getting good. It is going to be unreal. Spillway's getting hot, the water's falling, and I don't think we got a big rise coming yet, but don't forget, I'll remind y'all to get next week.
And what a great cause, autism. I mean, so many people, I would doubt anybody that's watching this show doesn't know somebody that hasn't been personally affected by autism. So what a great cause as well.
Yeah, and I'm real close with Mooney and KD and all the kids, and now I got a great grandson with autism and a great niece. So, yeah, you're right, Steve.
It is.
Steve, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
For the people. And
Thank
CCA
you too.
is coming up. We can keep you. Come back. When are you going to take me fishing?
Let's go. Let's do it.
You know how you're always offshore, you're doing something.
I got the camp rebuilt down in Cocodrie and would love to have you.
I love to take my crew on a boat. When I say my crew, might be me and the cameraman, but I would, I fly by night, and I go anywhere I can go. I used to go. I've been held back a little bit, but you've always been one of my favorite people, and I'm not just saying this. You look at what you do, your track record. You're a tremendous asset to the outdoorsmen in Louisiana.
I appreciate it.
One last question.
All right.
Did you kill any ducks?
I killed a handful of ducks. I did not kill a bunch of ducks this year.
A bunch of people.
I killed a bunch of squealers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Which counts as ducks, and they taste great in a gumbo.
Tastes great anyway. Thank you again.
Thank you, Gary.
Stay tuned. We have more Paradise, Louisiana.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on-site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana Superior Bait and Tackle in the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Now, this fishing report is a little spotty, but the places that are catching fish is unbelievable. In the Chafalai Spillway, and then on the Verret side, and down in the marsh, it's unbelievable the fish they're catching. I've been getting some sac-a-lait reports, but it hadn't been that many coming from there, but finally I got a report. My good friend, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of him, the chief of police in Baker. He sent me some pictures and a little video. I can't use it, but I'm going to tell you what. Chief Carl Dunn, he's been down when there's few little times he get, he's jumping in the boat. He got a busy schedule, but he was at Bay Natchez this week, him and Dr. Gilmore, and he sent me some pictures. Didn't have a 35 sac-a-lait, but look at the size of these. He had 4 bass, and he said bass were hitting all over. But he had his cork and his jig pole and that colored jig he's been fishing. He's fishing a red-headed white jig, and he's been topping them with grass shrimp. He's catching himself, or he's putting a little trail on, a little niblet he makes. But he is hurting him. He's been hurting the sac-a-lait, and he's sitting there waiting on me to go when the water warms up a little bit in Mississippi River. We're going to make that catfish trip. But in the meantime, wherever they got, the chief get a few minutes. Y'all be good in Baker, because as long as he's good, he's going to stay out there. He's going to keep us informed too. Thank you, Chief. Congratulations on a good trip. And like I bragged on you last week, you are a super individual. Now, I also got some few other sac-a-lait reports, and some of it's bad. Up in Lorto, and I talked to Brendan, and Brendan said it slowed down. I don't know if the cold, all them cold days, but where they were catching, they're catching a few, but he's not telling you come up just yet. He said, but it'll break loose again, and he's gonna let us know. So another thing I've been talking about, Toledo Bend. Toledo Bend depends on the weather, but they catching sac-a-lait, they catching big bass, pre-spawn, and while I'm talking, I didn't have a whole lot of all the winners. I'm gonna go back to talking about fishing report, and I'm gonna talk about freshwater False River. False River slowly rising, but once again, there's big fish being caught. Ken Bosberg, I talked about him, he was here last week. Him and his partner, Jeff, they had a club tournament, and they won it with 14 pounds something. Now, they had over a 9-pound fish. So he sent me that picture. I'm gonna let y'all see it right now, but congratulations, Ken. Him and his wife Dee were in here talking. He sent me that. he texted me that, so I'm going to get it to y'all. Y'all can see the big fish were being caught. He caught his fish on crankbait. If you saw Joe Macalusa's column, he was telling those people, I've been fishing jigs at False River, but that last tournament, the fishes and men, the big fish were being caught. A lot of them caught on crankbait. They're fishing shad colors, or they're fishing chartreuse and black. We used to do the same thing with mud bugs. Jake Donagreacher, and when I say Jake Donagreacher, Donald Aventina, they would get in that thermocline this time of year before they start moving up in the shallow water, and they'd drag it. Or we float, we take a jig and pig, a dial fly, and a pork chunk, and we go fish the north and the south end, and then fish be coming in there to lay the beds, and we catch those big old bass on a pig and jig. So False River, that's the report. The other freshwater places, you need to go Slidell. I'm going to tell you what, you go to any of those landings right now, you know I use, and you want to catch 6, 7 species of fish, you need to be going to Slidell. I'm going to tell you, the Slidell, all the landings, Island Marina, I was there the other day, some of them captains coming in, it was windy Sunday. I mean, it was tough, a cold east wind, a lot of wind, but people are still getting in the canals and catching bass, catching speckled trout are coming from the Mystico, fishing deep, they're fishing drop shot, or they're fishing Carolina rig. In the bayou Benfoca, whatever you call that bad name, they are catching bass like crazy. Catching limit, they're getting in little pond boats right there in Highway 11 canal and catching bass. I told you, Chaz and them, he catching bass all up in the marsh. He's catching speckled trout. He's going in the canals. Right now, it's the hottest place I know, I tell you. Now, I got some good reports coming from Grand Isle and Fuson. They are catching some fish back in the marsh, and also there's some fish showing up in the bays. So keep that in mind, and then I'll know a little bit more this week, and I'll get it, and I'll try to tell y'all a little bit more where they're coming. So my fishing report probably will be, after this week, going to be a little delayed, but next week's show I have something. So you're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Let me see if I missed anything. And all the captains I know have been reporting. Venice is another one. I hear still that the Wahoo run, if you can get out, the weather lets you, then people going offshore. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have a real good report because all these tournaments are going to be over, and I'm going to bring it back to you. And you can also get a lot of information from right here, Superior Bait and Tackle. See you next week. God bless Louisiana.